Hello YouTube subscribers, it is I, Mr. 1944, not Edward because I don't have the goggles on yet. This video is going to be about all the gear and props that we use in this film, and at the end there will be something about voice acting, so stay tuned for that. Admic Productions put up a video a few days ago about all his gear and props, so that's what inspired me to do this. I meant to do one ages ago and I did do one, but it was back in 2011 and it was awful. Anyways, without further ado, I'll get started. I'm going to go through guns first. This is the first gun, which is the most commonly seen one in my films, trying to keep it starkly accurate because in the German army the Kar-98K was the standard rifle for everyone. I got this back in 2010. It's the Airsoft Gear Kar-98. It doesn't work though because the back of the bolt blew off and exploded in my face and hit me in the chin, and it was actually bleeding quite a bit that time. Voice Kar-98. Next we have a cardboard sting, which I made for a film called Operation Black Sun. There was 3 of them made, they look the exact same. I made this out of cardboard using the exact dimensions of a picture of a sting. I think it was like this in the picture. And then I had my Airsoft MP40 so I could get the magazine size, and then everything else was relative to that, and that's how I made this. Looks okay from far enough. Up close, you can really tell it's made of duct tape. But if I stand back far enough, it's actually alright. It's grand and you can throw it. Continuing with cardboard guns, this is the Thompson. This one has seen a lot of action recently. 3 months ago it was fine, and then in Doc 4 the British soldier uses it, and then a brick hits it, and yeah, the brick did quite the damage to it, as in this is falling off earlier. Made the same way as the standard cardboard. Here's the most professionally made. This gun is made by the doghouse manufacturers O'Reilly shotguns and doghouses stuff, but it's alright for the first cardboard gun we made, as in it does that, and from a distance it looks kind of like a Gewehr, but again up close, bad. The MP40 everyone has, well not everyone actually, there's a plastic MP40 a lot of people have, like Admic Productions as I mentioned earlier, and I would get one but they don't sell them anymore, they're plastic and I could have gotten them cheap and thrown them out and stuff. This one is a metal AGM MP40, which is the very first replica gun I got. It's been through all of my films, except for Doc 3 actually doesn't appear in that one, oddly enough. And that's like our biggest one so far, besides Operation Black Sun, which we don't talk about. It's grand. This is my favourite. I like it. Yeah. This is my first airsoft pistol, German Luger 8-inch barrel, which is the Navy Luger. I got this one because it didn't have the regular 4-inch version that you see in all the films, so I just took out all the airsoft pack inside, and it's just a prop gun for films. The next pistol we have is the American Colt. It's another airsoft gun. I got this one cheap, it's made of plastic. It was €30 back when I got it, but actually I don't think we really even used it in the film once, have we? Once. Larry Burkhalter story. German resistance person used it, Eric Engel. But other than that, it hasn't been used at all. This is the latest replica gun I got. It's the Walter P38 pistol. This one is used mostly by Gunther von Stauff, the German army captain, but also used by Felix Krieg in the films. It's a Denix replica. They sell kind of cheapish guns that click and, you know. I also made the silencer that goes on it. Makes it look like the PPK pistol from James Bond. And then this is our stick grenade. It's a prop. I think it's all made of wood. It's been flung about a few times. It's fun to throw at dogs and cats and whatnot. Don't do that. I didn't do that. That was a joke. Let's move on. Now let's get on to something a lot more fun. Well, for me it's a lot more fun, and any Team Fortress 2 people out there, it's a lot more fun. Hats! We'll start with the boring stuff and move on to the interesting stuff at the other end of the table. This is our Tower of Trilbys. Doesn't really fit Gunther. He's wearing it in Doc 4 anyways. This brown one, which I got for a birthday one year as well, which is nice enough, but again doesn't fit me really. Fedoras. This is one of my favourite hats. Got this one for my birthday last year, and it's used by Felix Krieg of the Black Market Brothers. And then there's also this white fedora, which is used by the other brother, Anton Krieg. So that's Trilby's done. Next we have our balaclava, which is used... No, I'm not going to show that, that's awful. Okay. Next we have gas mask, which is used in one test film way back in 2009 I think. There's a little clip of it being used. This is going to be used in the Doc series we were talking about, which is going to be a World War II resistance type thing with Edward in the middle of it as well, inspired by Hello Hello. Here we have our head scalps. That one's the old version, which you can see is very dirty, which was used by Vogel up to about a month ago, and then we bought a cleaner version. The exact same thing, so his head isn't all dented and everything. This wig is used in Doc 4 at the Defector of the Year Award by one of the people. This is a hat that people actually asked about, where did I get it. This is the Edward Richtofen hat. Really, it's actually there used to be a death's head symbol on this insignia, but that's since got lost. But for now it's just a general German officer kind of hat. It has the eagle on top of it. 40 euros I think it was. That's a bit more expensive than they usually are, I think. I don't know, I think it's like £30 on websites like Epic Militaria. You can get pretty much the exact same one. I got this at a gun show, but visit Epic Militaria. That website I just mentioned, and that's where you can get one like this. Those people who are asking me about where I got this hat. Here's a lovely menu designed and handcrafted by me. I think I did a pretty good job on this. Yeah, my cousin Bob the green screen, but I made this. That is much better. This is our British Army helmet. I shouldn't say our because it's actually stolen. The guy who plays Carl Fairborn brought this helmet along. We'll call it Fernando O'Brien just for the sake of it. Fernando brought this to filming, and then I asked him to, which was nice of him to bring it, and then we forgot to give it back to him at the end of the day, and now it's just permanently stuck here. He's never getting it back. It's a good helmet. I think it was only 20 euros. Cheap enough. This is the German M43 ski cap. £20. Cheap enough. It does very well as a good winter hat, as in you can undo the top two buttons. Don't know if many people know this. They probably do, but whatever. It looks ridiculous, but it keeps you warm in the winter. We have two berets. One is a female beret, as in it's like a little bauble on top and just French. And then there's this beret, which is used by the character Henry of Naffenberg. But I suppose it could be used by British troops. This is our German Army helmet, which is my favourite out of all the hats. When I bought this, I didn't notice that there was an option about sizes. And one thing led to another, and basically the helmet is too small for most of us to wear now. If I get my hair cut, or if I tie it up in a wig cap, not sure where they are, they're these little things you put on your head, it looks like a pair of tights. It fits fine on my head. Well, with the hair it makes it look like it doesn't, and it doesn't because of the hair. But running around with this, after 3 minutes you're going to have a concussion because the inside is really metal, like the lining isn't working. So we put in sponge in it just to protect our heads when we're running, and it actually made a lot of a difference. This was £60. They're expensive, but if you're buying one, make sure you put in the correct head size, otherwise your head's going to be squeezed. Yeah, this on it is actually made out of duct tape. I just noticed it on a lot of the German helmets and films, and I didn't research it, and people have said, oh, that's for the Netherlands or something like that. So this is the American helmet, which is the very first war-related thing I got. It was 40 euros back in the day. My brother's got samurai swords. I got this in France, in Normandy. I think it's a Vietnam War helmet, but it looks like the American World War II helmet. And if you want to be like soldier in Team Fortress 2, you just pull out the middle and put on this. And yeah.
It's Burkhalter's hat!
Burkhalter, World War. Okay, history. This is a pickle helmet, which you can just see I made myself because the top fell off. I made this a few years ago because I was bored on my day and I made a few helmets actually. I made a Brotherhood of Steel one before I put a picture of it here because I didn't bring it here. I use it for the character Burkhalter just to make him look different because we only have very limited actors numbers, usually about 2, sometimes 3, rare times 6. 11 is the record for the most number of actors, which is in Doc 4. Before that was 7. This is Burkhalter's helmet just to make him look different from the rest of the people. It's made of duct tape and cardboard. This is a blue officer hat which we just used for Vogel as a policeman in this film. This is our Soviet hat, which was only 10 euros, cheap. It's really painful to wear though, it squeezes your head and it doesn't fit right on me. Don't use it that much. This is not a hat. This is a Russian Ushanka hat. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Now we're on to the interesting hats. These are welding goggles that Edward wears. The reason there's only one lens that actually blocks out the sparks is because, and there's one lens that actually has the glass, is because it was back in the day my younger cousin was fiddling with them and he dropped them, and then whatever way it happened, this lens smashed, the inside white one, and then the outside green one here smashed as well. but it kind of gives a quirkiness to Edward, which adds to his character sort of. We do have a pair that has both at the minute, but it just doesn't seem like Edward with it. Bob's Builder helmet. We use it in random times, just paper inside it that's stuck. Builder helmet. Well, while my cousin was working the other week, I was rooting around and I found this. It's a welding mask, and it actually looks pretty creepy, but it's pointless because the lens inside it is smashed, which is not a surprise because it's fairly old. I'm not going to put it on, it's very dirty, but if I was making a scary horror film, I'd probably use this. Finally, the last helmet hat is Uncle Zeta. Uncle Zeta is the name we use to give to the character that is the same as Darth Vader, which is a reference to Operation Black Sun, which is a film you might have seen or might not have seen. Don't watch it. Anyways, it's a Darth Vader mask. Fernando O'Brien was going to throw it out, and I said, oh don't, I might use that. So we have it. We also use just the helmet part of it alone as a stunt helmet, or just as a backup German helmet when we've already used the other one on too many actors, which is rare enough, but if we were to be doing stunts we might just use this in quick shots. Don't know if that'll happen anytime soon though. I've cleared the table. We're going to tidy this up and then we're going to go to... uniforms. Now we're on to uniforms here. This is the first one, which you probably don't recognise because we don't use it that often. It's a brown leather bomber jacket, which could be used for pilots. The last person it was used as was American General Higgins, who appears in Doc 4. You don't hear his name Higgins. It's Higgins or Murphy, whichever one. This is the US soldier jacket. It's dirty. This one is the Ha jacket, but it's also just used as general German soldiers. This one is blue, and I'm using this for Team Fortress 2 soldier. There hasn't been a proper video of that yet. There's been bits of it. It was in that cancelled Nazi Zombies film that I was making. This is Edward's costume. And this is from 2006. It's extremely old. Sweater that he wears underneath his lab coat, which he hasn't worn in so many years. 2011 I think was the last year that Edward was actually seen wearing it in a visit to Dr. Uberman now, not Rick Hoffman. Here we have being Felix Krieg. This is Felix Krieg's jacket. This is my waistcoat, which I got for my 18th birthday off my brother. Yeah, Felix Krieg's jacket, but we also use it for Edward and his looking as smart as he can be for the British Allies costume. We're running out of uniforms here, the video's almost over, hold on. It looks a bit like an SS kind of camouflage thing, but we also use it for the British attire tube that appeared at the start of Doc 4. You can see here, ooh, exclusive new clip. It was €10 back when I got it, at the same place that I got it. It was €10 back when I got it, in the same place that I got the German captain hat. Say the next costume you'd be worried about getting rid of. This one you wouldn't because it's cheap enough, so you just run around and do stunts and just break your legs in it if you want to know. The German soldier's tunic. The red collar tabs I think were for the artillery, but I haven't been to a military show since, so I haven't had a chance to buy the proper collar tabs for a general infantry soldier. It was €60. We call it itchy because of the itchy German wool. As in, if you're wearing just a regular t-shirt under this, get ready to be scratched. Like if you're wearing one that has short sleeves, don't do that because you're going to get really scratched and it's horrible and itchy. Here is our German officer's tunic, which is used nearly only by General Vogel. Underneath is just a white shirt with a regular black tie. Let's move on to belts, and then we'll move on to that Weiss acne business I found. This is German Weiss strap set up with the K98 pouches. I'm not going to put this one on. It's the officer's kind of setup we have, which is just Luger pouch, belt, and one of those ones that goes over his shoulder. Next we have this grenade setup, which were a lot neater many months ago. Then filming happened and now they're like this. I used the top half of 2 Coke bottles, cut it from where the label starts up to where the bottle cap goes on. Cut off all that part. Keep the roundedness, get 2 of them sticking together. It's plastered and black tape and looks like this. And then for the grenade handle, I got a keychain ring, and then the actual shape of the handle itself I just cut out from the rest of the Coke bottle, which was where the label goes on, and it kind of looks like a grenade. From a distance it's grand, but up close it's messy. Machine gun belt, just put it aside. Of course I don't have any machine gun to put it into anymore because that's another story. US canteen on a belt. This is a tactical vest, but I just use it as a British soldiers set up, as in the paratroopers, just to make it look like a lot of equipment. In general for pants we just use our old school pants. Combats, I'm not sure, just dark olive ones for the German soldiers, and also for Headwear, more school pants. I want you for voice acting. A couple of weeks ago, a couple of months ago, a couple of days ago, a couple of years ago, I got a message off a guy saying, if you want me to do voices for your films, I will. And then I thought to myself, you know what, it'd be better to have more than 2 voices doing every character. So, if you have a microphone of good enough quality and I want to do some voices for a film, send me a message or leave a comment on this video saying so. Boy or girl, it doesn't matter, just as long as you're not a baby or something like that, because there's no babies in these films. Do say a demo reel. What I'd be looking for is English voices or German voices. Either one will do, and I'll find some place for you in a film. Deep Russian accent, if anyone can do one of those, then that would be handy. Because we have a character that needs one of those, and I don't want to do the voice because I'll mess it up and people will hate me. So if you're interested in doing some voices for Doc 4 or for the Doc 1, 2 and 3 remakes, then shoot a comment down below and I'll have a look, and then just do a demo reel of voices that you can do. Don't be embarrassed, just do it. Sure, look what I'm doing, I'm talking to a camera. I hate talking to things. Thanks for watching. Please ask to do voices. I want voice actors.